Well, good afternoon, you guys. I know it's 3 o'clock and we're coming on live. This is Get Real with Rick Dancer. We're in Coburg, Oregon, where it's not quiet. Things are moving along, and the locals are doing their thing with the extreme risk category. In fact, we're here at Blue Valley Bistro, and they are busy. They're packed outside and they're closed. They just closed at 3 o'clock today, and the outside has been busy. And then across the street is Chiefs, and they also have outside seating. And they've got people out there. They're busy. There's also a New Mexican place right down the street. And in the back, they have outdoor seating. So people are making use of what they have. And here, the winery, Hayworth, will be open tonight. They have outside seating. So people are making do with what they can. But that doesn't mean it's easy. And they're kind of at the whim. If you guys would share this on your page, that would be great. I'm going to come in here. We're going to talk to Seth. Like I said, they are closed. So, hey, Seth, how you doing, man? So they're closed, so we can be in here and everything's safe. But you can look, you guys, you can see tables are up.
Yeah, there's no inside dining today, or starting today. I don't know how long this is going to go on.
Nobody does.
We were making bets down in Crestwell yesterday. I said through July 4th. That's my money's riding on.
So when you find out, when the announcement's made yesterday, what goes through your head?
Just a lot of frustration, I guess. I don't know. It's hard. It's hard. I have a lot of really irritated customers, and I don't want that in my business. I don't like people coming in already mad. That's hard to wow them.
What are they irritated about?
The shit show? I mean, listen, I've been full on board with protecting our community and making sure that we're smart, that we're, when it comes to cleanliness, godliness, sanitizing, face masks. I've been all for that for the last year. I'm still, in a sense, for that, except that I think, okay, wait a second. Like, the first 6 months of last year, nobody knew anything, right? I mean, we didn't know how this disease was spreading, other than it was communicable. It was probably by the air, but was it on surfaces like norovirus?
Right.
We know all that stuff. Well, we don't know all of it, but we know a lot more now than we did 6 months ago or a year ago. And different states have taken different approaches.
So is it hard when you say you sit here in Eugene, Oregon, and Coburg, Oregon, and Crestwell, Oregon, and you look over in Idaho and other places, California, other places are open. Disneyland is open.
Yeah, so my thought is okay, let's just not draw something out of a hat. Let's use other case studies and see what happens. If Florida is open and maybe the disease is spreading, but the death rate is still 0.5%, then okay, we've essentially vaccinated anybody in our population that wants to be vaccinated. And those that don't, that's their choice. I'm not going to force anybody to do that. So why would we hurt our small businesses when at this point in the game, it's like whoever wants to, just let people do their thing.
Well, see, I heard the governor this morning talked at a press conference and said, well, if more people, get a lot of people getting vaccinated will help us determine when we're going to reopen, which doesn't sound good to me, because it's like, what? So now we have to it's people who aren't getting vaccinated fault that businesses aren't open.
Yeah, that's
not fair to people.
I disagree with that argument. I mean, in my opinion, yes, I think a vaccine had to be available before we could get back to somewhat of like normalcy. But the vaccine's there. It's been happening. Like I'm getting my second shot on Sunday. I mean, and I was not high up on the totem pole because I'm a healthy young, adult male.
Young dude.
Yeah, I don't have
say it, claim it, man.
So it's well, all right. So if the vaccines are happening, if we are vaccinating our population, those that want to be vaccinated or have that opportunity, it's been open to them, the shots have been happening, then if you choose not to vaccinate, that's your choice. I'm not going to tell anybody they have to do anything. But if they're choosing not to be vaccinated, why would we be forced to close down our restaurants to protect that population? That doesn't make any sense to me.
Right.
It just doesn't make sense. I'm just confused by that. And it just comes across as anger. We were having this big debate.
I think I'm going to turn you this way just because I want the light behind you.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
we
you
were
look
having
better.
I like that background.
Yeah, you did a nice. Whoever decorated this place did a really nice job.
I just painted it. I didn't decorate it. Oh, I think I did hang some lights too. Anyway, yeah. We were having this debate yesterday in Crestwell. Should we lock the front door and make everybody go through our drive-through? Or should we leave the front door open so people can order at the front counter and then we send them back outside and we'll deliver their food to them? And I was like, I want to lock the door. I just don't want to deal with people's crap. And Melissa's like, no, I think we should leave the front door open. Like, just we need to treat our regulars and, hey, we're all in this. Like, so I'm like, all right, well, let's see how tomorrow goes, right? First thing this morning, I have two guys walk in, and I'm like, one of them wasn't wearing a mask. They're regulars. I deal with that challenge often with this guy. But then they were like, wait, there's no inside dining? And I was like, no, not as of today. And they turned around and left because there was no place for them to sit and socialize. And these are old timers. These are the people that apparently we've been trying to protect for the last year. Then an hour or so goes by, and I had another guy come in. Never seen him before in my life. And we work the floor. I mean, like, I know my customers.
Yeah.
Never seen this guy. He comes in. One of my baristas says, sir, if you'd be so kind, we need you to wear a mask. I can't wear a mask. I've got asthma. And right on my front door, I have one here somewhere. It's a big sign, state, pulled it off, Lane County thing. It says, if you cannot wear a mask for a medical reason, we can accommodate you, but you need to call this phone number. Disregarded that, walked in, and then he was just flat out rude and mad and demanded a coffee. And one of my other baristas, she's like, okay, what size? And he's like, he flipped the lid on having to choose which size coffee he wants. He goes, I've never heard of a size for coffee for here. And finally, Melissa and I simultaneously flanked them from both sides and said, you can get out of our restaurant right now. I've 86 to maybe 2 people in the 11 years that I've been in business. And it's like, I didn't sign up for that. I just want to.
So do you feel like it's like OSHA and the governor are putting you in I mean, you're kind of you guys have been put down as the security cops.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And don't even give me, the challenge that I have with OSHA's mandates probably exceed my frustration with this going back to extreme. Matter of fact, it was with you, Rick. I think this was probably 12 months ago. We were having a conversation just like this. And I said, listen, I will wear a mask if I have to. But my biggest concern is that what's supposed to be a temporary thing is going to get written into law and become a permanent issue, like washing your hands. And guess what? Literally, we're right on the brink of that. May 4th is when the temporary policy ends. And OSHA says, well, we need to make this indefinite until we no longer need it, because we can't just keep writing fake policy. So they want to literally take mask wearing and make it a permanent thing. Guess what? First off, where is the science that says, not even going down the science route, where's the policy that says these are the criteria in which it's no longer needed to wear a face mask? Is that getting written
What's the
into this law?
goalpost?
Yeah,
Where's the
goalpost?
That's what I heard the county commissioner say yesterday. Is the governor's given us no goalposts, so we don't even know what it's like going to school and saying, well, you'll get an A, but I can't tell you what you have to do to get there.
Yeah, that's basically how this mask thing is. And then I have to be held accountable for that, which means not only do I have to make sure myself and my team are wearing masks, I have to make sure my customers are wearing masks. And if OSHA shows up and lo and behold, somebody gets up from their table to go to the bathroom and forgets to put on their mask, I am now in trouble. They could write me as fine and say, here you go.
And that's not fair.
No. I mean, what?
It's like, be your own cop.
That's insane.
That's not your job.
That's insane.
And you're like a pretty reasonable, progressive young guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is not like you're.
I mean, I always joked I'm a Libra. Like I see both sides of it. I could be a great arbitrator. Like I generally see both sides of an argument, and 12 months ago, we made a decision as a state to go this direction, and I support that. And like I said, I don't necessarily agree with all this, but if this is the direction we're going to go, let's do it. And for the most part, I've jumped through those hoops. I've played those rules because those are the rules, and that's what I'm going to do.
But you don't agree with it now.
Well, no, I didn't agree with it back then. I'm just willing to do it because it's like, hey, listen, maybe there's science out there. Maybe there's something out there that says, listen, if our businesses take the the brunt of it, we can protect our older population. I'm like, I got a whole, like cafe full of old people. I definitely want to protect them. I don't want them dying on my watch.
Does it bug you that when you look at the numbers, I don't know if you've seen these, 74% of the cases are coming from the University of Oregon dorm rooms. They don't have anything on record that's showing it coming from restaurants or gyms, and yet you guys are the ones who are paying the price for it. That's what I don't understand.
Yeah.
I don't get in the beginning, remember all we heard was follow the science, follow the science?
Yeah.
And then we haven't been following the science.
Well,
I mean,
know.
it's bizarre.
I'm more frustrated about, I mean, like, I don't know, I'm a very, what's the word? I can't even think of it. If I look at something and it's like in black and white and there's, follow the science, right? That's what I like to do. That's how I run my business. I mean, it's like I look at the numbers and I'm like, hey, I mean, this is working, this isn't working, let's make these adjustments.
Right.
But when you just blatantly, like, disregard that, I don't know. I'm at a loss with that. I just am. And whatever, life goes on. Like, we're going to continue to operate, and we'll operate from the extreme level, and it's going to take a economic hit to my business, but I'm determined to see the other side of this. So,
see, because you guys, they have an order right now for Albany, like a disc.
Yeah. So all right. So Katie, she's back there. You can see her kind of working hard.
There she is. She waved.
Yeah, there she
waved.
So all right. So Katie is a stellar disc golf player. She's going to go pro. Like, it's going to happen. And
we should get an autograph before she's gone.
She organized a disc golf tournament up in Albany, and we are providing the lunches. So we're actually, as soon as I'm done talking to you, Rick, I'm going to hop over there, wash my hands, put my face mask back on, and help bust out 90 lunches for tomorrow's tournament.
Where is this? This is the Blue Valley Bistro. They have one in Cresswell, and this is the one in Coburg.
Yeah. So we're in
somebody
Coburg
asked, are you open? So what they're open is under the extreme risk level.
Yeah, so extreme risk right now for restaurants means there's no inside dining. But fortunately for me, at both my restaurants, we have this beautiful patio space, and we have a lot of outside seating. So as long as the weather cooperates, we're operating as normal in a sense. It's just if the rain shows up, then it's going to be really ugly. And unfortunately for a lot of other restaurants, maybe they don't have patio space, and then they're really hurting.
So let me just ask you a question, and if you don't want to answer it, you don't have to. But
Sure.
Is there a place where I know other restaurants are to this place where they're going? I know some folks have talked to me and said we're going to reopen. We can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
It's going to kill us. We can't make it. I think people keep thinking, well, but people can dine outside, but a lot of people don't want to do that, and
Sure.
so it's really hard. But is there a point where you go, okay, you know what? We just got to bite the bullet.
Yeah, I haven't hit that threshold yet. I've said this multiple times too along this whole journey. Like, I feel very fortunate. I got some federal funding when I needed it. I have an amazing crew of people, so I haven't ran into the current issue of a lot of people trying to hire and don't have anybody that can in the workforce. That's a whole nother.
We're doing that one next month. That's a show next month. We're going to be talking about how they can't get any employees.
I'm in a very. I need to count my blessings. I mean, I don't. It's just like, thank God. Like, I'm in such a all things considered, I am my business. Like, Melissa and I, we're in a really okay space. It's not great. It's definitely not what we want. But I look at some of my other colleagues, some of the other restaurant people that I know that have become friends over the years, and it's like, man, I'm actually making dinner plans tonight to go to a local restaurant. I'm making dinner plans tomorrow night to go to another local restaurant because I need to support these guys because I want them to see the other side of this. Okay. And so I'm not going to name names, but I have a short list of independently owned restaurants that I am doing my part to support by going out and spending my money there. Yeah.
Garrett already came on here and goes, hey, you didn't see it. He goes, hey, nice shirt.
Yeah, isn't that cool? Yeah, I could get that for me for my birthday a couple of years ago. I happened to show up on my birthday and he saved it for me. I was pretty stoked.
They're good people. So.
Yeah, Gary.
So yeah, you guys support local people, and that doesn't just mean one time. He just said thank
way
you.
to go, man.
So and they're all over town, all over places,
yeah.
And just and make your weekend that. And as long as we have nice weather, you're going to be fine.
Yeah, and like I said, I mean, for us, if you're dining here, I'm going to put your stuff on a plate. I'm going to serve your coffee in a mug. But if you're not comfortable with that and you want it to go, we can do that too. Like I said, I just happen to, my business model is flexible enough that I can accommodate going back into extreme. I don't like it. I don't want to be here. It will have an impact, but I'll power through it. I'm more concerned, and you guys all will know your favorite restaurants, but think really long and hard about which restaurants, which like small restaurants you want to support, and please go out and support them because they definitely need it. It's a pinch for a lot of people right now.
Last question. If you could have audience with Governor Brown, what is your first question you would ask her?
Why? That's a tough, it's funny. I've actually kind of been thinking about this lately. I don't have like a concrete just question. I just want to have a conversation because I'll go back to this. There are other states that have gone a different route, and maybe they're wrong and we're right, or maybe they're right and we're wrong. I don't know, but I think we should at least look at it as a case study. If the objective is to keep people from dying, is not dining out preventing that? Because you can go to Idaho and you can dine in without a face mask, and maybe their COVID cases are up, but are their hospitals overtaxed? Are people dying? If they are, then we need to do what we're doing.
And are they tracing that back to a restaurant?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Right. Seth, thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Rick.
I love talking to you, man. You are honest.
Well,
I think people need to hear from people like you. I think one of my questions I have for the governor is when you first came up with your committee of people to look at this, did you have someone from the restaurant association? Did you have someone from haircutters, like barbers or something like that? The people that gyms, did you ask how this was going to impact them before you made your decision?
Right. Even like, like the Orla, Oregon Restaurant Lodging Association, like are they in direct communication with Kate Brown?
Well, they sent her a letter, but she sent a letter back this morning that said, no way.
Yeah, I think she should like seek counsel. There's 150,000 people in the restaurant industry in this state.
And 1,100 reported that have gone out of business for good.
1,100. 1,100 restaurants.
1,100.
I'm just thinking about the workforce.
Right.
I mean, 150,000 people have been out of a job for a year. That's crazy.
Yeah. Seth, thanks, man.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, go make your sandwiches.
All
All right, you guys. So
Bye,
there,
everybody.
that's the honest Seth Clark. That's what you get. And so you're hearing it from the people who it's really impacting. And again, take care of your local restaurant because I guess it's in our lap, and that's what we get to do as a community. The other thing you can do is share this on your page so other people see that and hear what the restaurateurs are feeling, what they're sensing, and what's going on with them. And again, there's plenty of outside seating at many locations. So, it's a weekend, so go out and enjoy yourself and tell them you love them. Share a little love with these people. They need it right now. I'm Rick Dancer. We will be back. Actually, at 5 o'clock, there's a young man missing for a year now, and I'm doing just an extra show tonight from my office when I get back there, and talking to the family about who he was, and see if any of you guys can help find him. We appreciate your audience, and again, share this on your pages. All right, Blue Valley Bistro, Cresswell, and Coburg open for business.